Hello YouTube, Shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, giving you yet another awesome video. It's that time of year again. It's time for the Royal Rumble. Yes, the road to WrestleMania always starts with the 30-man over-the-top rope battle royal, and the winner gets a title shot at the granddaddy of them all, the biggest stage on the biggest brand, WrestleMania. Now, normally this year, the WWE would have some video package that I particularly like called By the Numbers, where they go through stats, facts, and little bits of trivia about the history of the Royal Rumble. But I don't think they've done it this year, so I've decided to take it upon myself to inform you, my loyal fans, about some interesting little tidbits about this awesome little match. So I've scoured the internet, found various pages from WrestlingInc.com, the WWE's own website, and a little something called the Smark Moment, the SmarkOutMoment.com, to bring you some interesting stats, facts, and trivia. Took me quite a while to assemble this little list together, so I hope you've learned something from it. So we're going to start with, of course, the Big Red Machine. You can't talk about the Royal Rumble without talking about old Glenn Jacobs. Now, 2012 saw Kane's long streak of consecutive Royal Rumble match appearances come to a specific end. In 2014, he tied the all-time eliminations record originally held by Shawn Michaels. Now, the WWE website lists several different numbers for both competitors, but officially in 2015, he broke that record. Kane has appeared in every Royal Rumble pay-per-view since 1996, including a couple of appearances as his alter egos, Isaac Yankem DDS and Fake Diesel. The WWE does not count Kane's 1996 elimination of Eddie Fatu as he performed it under his Isaac Yankem persona. This next one's called List Personalities. Mick Foley has been in the Royal Rumble under 4 different monikers. His name, as himself as Mick Foley, Mankind, Dude Love, and Cactus Jack. Rikishi has been entered under 3 as Eddie Fatu, the Sultan, and Rikishi. And of course, as mentioned, Kane under 3 as Kane, Isaac Yankem, and Fake Diesel. The Godfather holds the all-time multiple gimmicks persona for the Royal Rumble at 5. He's been in it as the voodoo priest Papa Shango, the supreme fighting machine Kama Mustafa of the Nation of Domination, the Godfather, and the Good Father when he was as a member of Right to Censor. The Godfather's first Rumble was in 1993 as Papa Shango. His last was 20 years later under the Godfather persona. Scott Hall was never in a Royal Rumble match, but he did win the WCW World War III match. But also the imposter Razor Ramon, Rick Borgna, was in the 1997 Rumble match. Now we move on to give and take from the competition. Despite WCW going out of business in 2001, every Royal Rumble since has featured a former WCW champion. 14 of the 13 entrants in the 2004 Royal Rumble went on to work for TNA. On the contrary, only 3 of the 2005 Royal Rumble participants would go on to get full-time contracts from TNA, with another becoming an agent. And 22 of the 30 entrants of the 92 Rumble would go on to work for WCW. How about you want to hear about some champions? Let's talk about champions. Hulk Hogan is the only man to win the Rumble while holding the WWE title. The half of the entrants of the 2004 Rumble were WCW, WWE, and World Heavyweight Champions at some point in their careers, the most of any Rumble. Another 2 would go on to become TNA and ECW World Champions. Every Rumble has been won by an eventual or former WWE, WCW champion or Hall of Famer. From 2005 to 2010, the last wrestler eliminated from the Rumble went on to also have a world title match at WrestleMania. Before John Cena in 2013, the last time a Rumble winner challenged for the WWE title and won was Brock Lesnar in 2003. The 2008 and 11 streak of Royal Rumble winners failing to win their respective titles at WrestleMania was the longest in the history of the match. Here's the luck of the draw. Ted DiBiase drew the number 30th spot in the 89 Rumble, and the next year he drew the number 1 spot. The only superstars to win a 30-man Rumble to draw a number between 9 and 21 was Shawn Michaels in 96, Cena in 2013, and Roman Reigns just in 2015, I believe. The number 1 and 2 entrants have won the Rumble a total of 4 times. The Undertaker has drawn the number 30 3 times. Shawn Michaels has eliminated Marty Jannetty, Diesel, and Triple H from the Royal Rumble, all of whom were his former tag team partners. Michaels has this is a little bit of interesting thing I found out. Michaels has eliminated Shelton Benjamin from 3 consecutive Royal Rumble matches. And Shawn Michaels is the only person to have ever participated in the Royal Rumble matches in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and 2010s. Here's something we call by the numbers. 48 Hall of Famers have entered the Royal Rumble. The 2014 Rumble saw its 300th different superstar enter the match. It took many more men to eliminate Viscera than any other Royal Rumble participant in history. This happened in 2007. Who was the previous record holder? Why, it was Viscera. He broke his own record from 94 when it only took 7. Unexpected happenings. Batista won the 2014 Royal Rumble and left the WWE that same year, the first time that has ever happened. Owen Hart won a Royal Rumble. Don't believe me, but it wasn't actually televised. In 1994, WWE ran a full 30-minute Royal Rumble match at the Madison Square Garden. Owen last eliminated Shawn Michaels to win the match. That also featured the likes of Diesel, Scott Steiner, Bob Backlund, Sergeant Slaughter, Jeff Jarrett, his brother Bret Hart, Shawn 123 Kid Waltman, and many others. Only 3 women have ever participated in the Rumble match: Karma, Beth Phoenix, and Chyna. They all succeeded in eliminating male opponents. Jerry Lawler, Booker T, and Michael Cole and JBL all entered the Rumble while serving as commentators. Here's some international flavor for you. No American has won the Royal Rumble from 2010 to 2012. There have been wrestlers represented from Canada, Ireland, and Mexico that have won the Rumble, and 26 different countries have been represented in the entire history of the Royal Rumble. Rules are made to be broken, or changed in this case. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Bob Holly were thrown over the top rope by Vader in 1996. Why is this important? Well, he was already eliminated when he did it. It was disavowed, but this was the only time this rule has ever been enforced. CM Punk's last appearance in the WWE was in the 2014 Royal Rumble, when Kane eliminated him illegally. The Royal Rumble entrants have entered at intervals at 60, 90, and 120 seconds throughout the history of the Rumble. 1988 was the only Rumble to ever feature a 20-man Rumble. The Rumble in 1996 was the first to feature entrance music for all the wrestlers. Now we have some non-achievements here. John Cena lasted over 22 minutes in the 2010 Royal Rumble, which was the longest of that year. The year before, 10 superstars lasted longer. The Nature Boy, Buddy Landel, was slated to be in the 1996 Rumble, but was pulled out due to injury. He still had a WWF title match with Bret Hart on a January episode of WWF Mania, but he injured himself after the match. Despite spending 48 minutes in the 96 Rumble, Triple H didn't eliminate a single opponent. Shelton Benjamin has been eliminated by literally a who's who of wrestling talent. He's been thrown out of the Rumble by Edge, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker, John Cena, and as mentioned, Shawn Michaels for 3 consecutive years. He was also eliminated by Kurt Angle in a SmackDown-only Royal Rumble. Neither of the Dudley Boys participated in the Royal Rumble match until Bubba Ray Dudley entered in 2015. And here's a pretty interesting one. This is the list of the number of people who have eliminated themselves from the Royal Rumble. Andre the Giant in 89, Randy Savage in 92, Ahmed Johnson, Farouk, and Mil Mascaras in 97, Drew Carey in 01, Kane in 99, Mick Foley in 2004, and MVP in 2010. Bob Backlund and Triple H have both lasted over an hour in the Royal Rumble match, and yet they didn't win. The only years that no competitor eliminated at least 6 superstars was in 2005 and 2013. However, Edge and Batista both eliminated 5 each in 2005, and Sheamus and Ryback eliminated 5 in 2013. Now, this next list comes from the official WWE website, and I'll just do this one by the numbers. Let's see. We'll start with 3. Stone Cold Steve Austin, the most Rumble wins for a single competitor. And that record still stands to this day. Numbers of superstars to win consecutive Royal Rumbles is 3. Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Hulk Hogan. 13. Number of Rumble winners to win world titles. There we go. Roman Reigns with the most single eliminations at 12. 2. Most times being eliminated by be the last eliminated superstar in a Royal Rumble match. Being the last superstar thrown out is not something you want to be really deal with. It's happening twice, almost unforgivable. 4 of the WWE's most successful superstars have met a surprising fate in this match. The Big Show was one elimination short of winning the Rumble in 2000 and 2004. Triple H, even though he won a Rumble in 2002 himself, came up short in back-to-back years in 2008 and 2009. The superstar with the most all-time eliminations, Shawn Michaels, was a runner-up in 94 and 2007. Cena, a 15-time champion and winner of the 2008 Royal Rumble, was the last superstar eliminated in 2005 and 10. 9. Number of people who have eliminated themselves. I've already made that mention. Kane has the most all-time eliminations at 43. Most Final Four appearances. Let's see. Who is it? Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels have both been in the Final Four more times than anyone else. 9. The number of superstars who won their Royal Rumble debut. That would include the first ever Royal Rumble winner, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Big John Studd, Yokozuna, Lex Luger, Mr. Vince McMahon, and, of course, Brock Lesnar. Probably the best one to be known was Ric Flair, who won the 92 Rumble match, arguably considered one of the best Rumble matches ever, and with it, the WWE Championship. The most recent superstar to triumph in this first-time Rumble match was Alberto Del Rio in 2011, just a few months after his debut. Let's see, scrolling down. Superstars who won at number 2, only 2. The first being Vince McMahon in the 99 Rumble and Rey Mysterio in the 2006 Rumble. Longest time in the ring, we already know, 1 hour and 2 minutes and 12 seconds, Rey Mysterio in 2006. The shortest time spent in the ring by a Rumble match winner would be Edge at 7 minutes and 19 seconds in the 2010 Rumble. Of course, we all know this one, fastest elimination, originally belonged to the Warlord for 2 seconds, surpassed by Santino Marella in 1.9 seconds. The longest Royal Rumble match was in 2011, which was the first and only time 40 men have ever fought. The shortest Rumble was, of course, the first one because it only had 20 participants in it. Rey Mysterio is the first and only masked wrestler to win a Royal Rumble. Hornswoggle at 4 inches, 4 feet 4, is the shortest participant to ever enter the Royal Rumble. He came in at number 23, lasted a surprising 10 minutes, and was kicked out of the ring by Sheamus. As we mentioned before, there have been 3 Divas who have competed in this match. Most consecutive Rumble appearances goes to Kane with 13. We've already had most superstars in a Rumble for the 2011 Royal Rumble at 40. There have been a number of the number of Hall of Famers who have been eliminated first in the Rumble is a surprising 4. Shawn Michaels, the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, Coco Beware, and Ric Flair, the only Hall of Famers to be eliminated first. 3 is the number of most appearances made by a single superstar in a single Rumble, going to Mick Foley, who entered the 98 Rumble as Cactus Jack, number 1, Mankind at number 6, and Dude Love at number 28. Number of times the first 2 entrants of the Royal Rumble were going on to become number of times 2 first-time entrants were world champions going into the next Rumble. Once CM Punk and Daniel Bryan began the 2011 Rumble match as the first number 1 and number 2 entrants respectively. In 2012, they went into the Royal Rumble pay-per-views as incumbent champions and heavyweight champions. So that's pretty surprising. Now the next one, it's going to be a long one. This is just basically statistics and facts and figures. Now this is going to get pretty deep. Now we're going to break this down by the numbers. So let me get a drink of water. Alright, first off with this one, thank you smarkoutmoment.com for this particular list. So, we're going to break it down. We'll start by the winners of the Royal Rumble by year, starting from 1988 all the way to 2016. Now, I will give their names and their numbers, but I won't say the year. That will make it just a bit too long. So, here we go. We'll start off, of course, with Hacksaw Jim Duggan at number 13. Big John Studd at number 27. Hulk Hogan did back-to-back years from the numbers 25 and 24, respectively. Ric Flair won the WWF World title in 92 at number 3. Yokozuna won his debut at number 27. Lex Luger and Bret Hart at number 23 and 27 were co-winners. Shawn Michaels did his famous coast-to-coast performance from number 1. And the next year he repeated it from number 18. Steve Austin did back-to-back the next 2 years from number 5 and number 24. Vince McMahon won the next year from number 2. The Rock came in at number 24. Steve Austin wins the Triple Crown at number 27. The Game wins at number 22. The Beast Brock Lesnar at number 29. Chris Benoit came in from number 1. Batista at number 28, Rey Mysterio at number 2, The Undertaker came in at number 30, followed by John Cena from the exact same number the next year, Randy Orton's from number 8, Edge from number 29, Alberto Del Rio from number 38, yes, you heard me, 38, Sheamus from number 22, John Cena again at number 19, Batista at number 28, Roman Reigns at 19, and Triple H at number 30. Now, here's some more statistics. Steve Austin holds, of course, the most records for the most Rumble victories at 3. 5 people have won 2 Rumbles: Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Batista, and Triple H. 27 seems to be the luckiest number for the most Rumble winners at 4, but 24 and 30 are the closest with 3 apiece. Batista is the only person to win from the same spot twice, 28. 2007 and 2008 were the only times the same number won in succession, number 30. When adjusted for inflation, Hacksaw Jim Duggan's number 13 entrant number out of the 20 wrestlers instead of the 30 would be equivalent to the number 19.5 rounded up to 20 by today's standards. On the flip side, when adjusted, Alberto Del Rio's 38 number out of the 40 superstars translates to 28.5 rounded up from number 29 by today's standards. When factoring in both Lex Luger and Bret Hart's victories, the 30-man Royal Rumble victors have an average winning entry number of number 20. Even if you also adjust Duggan and Del Rio's numbers, you still get an average of 20. However, statistics show that entrants from 1 to 10 have produced 7 winners. Entrants 11 to 20 have produced 4 winners, and entrants 21 through 30 have produced 19 winners, if you count number 38. Therefore, using this, we can conclude that 63% of the time, the winner of the Rumble will be from the numbers from the numbers between 21 and 30. 13 of that will be from 13% will be from 11 to 20, and 23% will be from the first 10 entrants. Judging from that, the number 20 entrant will not win this year's Rumble most likely, but the safe bet is 21 to 30. Out of that group of numbers, one with the one with the highest chance, the highest winning record, of course, is good old 24 with 4. Second place is tied between 24, 29, and 30. And so the next winner should be either number 25 or 26 to compensate for repetition. Now we're going by most eliminations in each year. Of course, starting with the first Rumble, going on to current. One Man Gang set the trend with 6. Hulk Hogan, 9. Ultimate Warrior, 6. Hulk Hogan again at 7. Sid Justice at 6. Yokozuna at 7. Lex Luger and Diesel tied with 7. Shawn Michaels did back-to-back repeat performances with 8 for both years. Steve Austin had the dominant 3 years with 10, 7, and 8 respectively. Rikishi had a 7. Kane had 11. Undertaker and Steve Austin tied for 7. Chris Jericho with 6. Chris Benoit tied again with 6. Batista and Edge tied at 5. Rey Mysterio had 6. The Great Khali had 7. Triple H had 6. Triple H and the Big Show had 6 that next year. Shawn Michaels had 6. CM Punk and John Cena had 7. Tied. Cody Rhodes, 5. Ryback and Sheamus tied at 5. Roman Reigns, 12, breaking the record. Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, and Rusev all tied with 6. And again, Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Brock Lesnar tied with 4 last year. Most eliminations total, depending on what you count, it will be Kane would have either 44 or 43. Shawn is right behind him with either 41 or 39. Depends. Sometimes they don't like to acknowledge his Isaac Yankem character. And WWE only recognizes 39 of HBK's eliminations. Most eliminations in a single match goes, of course, to Roman Reigns with 12. Kane held the record previously at 11. There was the average of eliminations in a single match typically rounds up to about 7 per man. Now, time for the Iron Man titles. These are for the people who have spent the most time in a Rumble match. Again, we're starting from the first Rumble going on down. First is Bret Hart from the entrant number 1 at 25:42. Mr. Perfect from entrant number 4 at 27:58. Ted DiBiase at entrant number 1 came out at 44:47. The model Rick Martel from number 6 stayed in for 52:17. Ric Flair from number 3 will be almost an hour, 59:26. Bob Backlund set the trend from number 2 with 1 hour, 1 minute, and 10 seconds. Bam Bam Bigelow came in with number 15 and lasted 30:12. Shawn Michaels from number 1 lasted 38.41. Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, from number 1, he lasted 48.1. Stone Cold Steve Austin from number 5 lasted 45 minutes and 7 seconds. The Great One from the 4th entrant lasted 51 minutes and 32 seconds. Vince McMahon survived from number 2 to last 56 minutes 38 seconds. The late great Test, Andrew Martin, came in at number 10 and lasted 26 minutes 17 seconds. Kane at number 6 lasted 53.47. Stone Cold from number 19 lasted 26.46. Chris Jericho from number 2 lasted 38.54 seconds. Chris Benoit broke Bob Backlund's record from number 1 from lasting 1 hour, 1 minute, and 30 seconds. He did it again from number 2 that next year for 47 minutes, 26 seconds. Rey Mysterio has the all-time record from 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 12 seconds from number 2. Edge came in number 5 and lasted 45.02. Batista from number 8, 37.42. Triple H came in at number 7, and he lasted, lasted 49.55. John Cena came in at 19 at 22.11. CM Punk was number 1, from number 1, lasted 35 minutes, 21 seconds. The Miz came in at number 1 and lasted 45 minutes, 39 seconds. Dolph Ziggler came in number 1 at 49 minutes, 47 seconds. CM Punk came in at number 1, lasted 49.15. Bray Wyatt came in at number 5 and lasted 46.58. And lastly, Roman Reigns from number 1 lasted 59 minutes, 50 seconds. Now, the total longest accumulated time in the Rumble has been held by Triple H, who has been astonishingly spent 3 hours, 59 minutes, and 37 seconds cumulatively in the Royal Rumble match itself. Chris Jericho is just behind him with 3 minutes, 55 seconds. 3 minutes, 55 minutes, and 59 seconds, meaning that this year, if Jericho can last up to 3 minutes in the Royal Rumble, he would have another feather in his cap. Now, the longest single time, as I mentioned before, Rey Mysterio. The shortest time, Santino Marella. We all know this. The average number for each year's Iron Man comes out from the number 5 position. So that means the 5th guy to come in oftentimes lasts the longest. The average Iron Man time is around 44 minutes, 46 seconds. 77,942 seconds divided by 29. The total time for Iron Man, for all the Iron Men that I've mentioned, is 21 hours, 39 minutes, and 2 seconds. The shortest Iron Man was John Cena in 2011 at 22 minutes, 11 seconds. Longest Iron Man, Rey Mysterio. Most appearances in the Rumble, if you count his fake Diesel and Iron and Isaac Yankem personas, is Kane at 19. Woo! And this here is a quick list of standard events and occurrences that will appear in every Rumble. You can make a list of it if you want. Number 1, a quick elimination. A competitor will be eliminated within 10 seconds of entering the ring. Number 2, a comic relief segment. Something happens that is intended solely for comedic value and nothing else. The action stops is number 3. For one reason or another, the action stops, and there's only one person left in the ring. Rikishi took time to dance in 2000. Austin checked his watch several times, and CM Punk famously cut promos in 2010. Post-eliminations. Someone who had been previously eliminated will orchestrate the elimination of someone else, normally the one who threw him out. Attack before the entrance. Before someone can make it to the ring, they will get attacked. Oftentimes, this person will return later to eliminate said person when they come out, harkening back to number 4. Shock entrance. A superstar no one was expecting to show up is one of the participants, whether they were thought to be injured or retired or a legend making a special appearance or a return. Nostalgia competitor, a relic who isn't on the current roster. Oftentimes this overlaps with number 6, but that's few and far between. Number 8, tag team succession. Frequently, a tag team member isn't too far off from his partner in terms of entrance number. Most of the time, they're the next person or at least 2 persons away. Spawn feud. This haven't happened much lately as it used to, but a wrestler gets eliminated by someone then sparks a feud between them. The big man team up. In order to eliminate one of the giants, several people gang up on him. The house cleaner. A wrestler thins the ring out by eliminating multiple people at once. The average seems to be 3 or 4 within a span of a minute. Shockingly quick. Not necessarily the fastest elimination, but this is when someone who should have been lasted much longer gets the short end of the stick and just doesn't. And finally, number 13, friend or foe. An ally turns on his friend. And that, my friends, has been my video of the Royal Rumble. Facts, stats, and trivia. I hope you learned something. I know I did. There was a lot of things even I didn't know about the Royal Rumble, and I learned just from researching this shit, and it's amazing. Just so much history and so many little bits of trivia going down. It's just amazing. So I hope you learned something from this, and I hope, like myself, you will be enjoying the Royal Rumble, whether on pay-per-view or the WWE Network. I'm enjoying it on the network. So, if you like what you've seen, leave, comment, subscribe below. Got any questions, comments, or just want to tell me your favorite Royal Rumble moment? Doesn't have to. Just let me know what it is and leave it below in the comments. You already know what to do to support the channel, so go ahead and do that. So, until next time, it's been Shintigercurl, that dude in the straw hat, saying good day, and remember the Rumble.